Hello, I'm Dave. Welcome to my shop. Today I'm going to show you how to assemble these van cabinets that I make. All you're going to need is, well, obviously the cabinet, a single clamp. This is a cheap Harbor Freight one. I think these are under $10. You're going to need a number 2 square drive bit. Use a drill or just a hand tool, and a little bit of wood glue. The link to buy these will be in the description down below.
Alright, so the instructions I'm going to give you here are going to be the same for all of the cabinets I make, no matter what size. And I do make these custom. This is what you're going to get. You're going to get a bottom, 2 sides, a door with a face frame already pre-installed and attached, and a top nailer strip. A note on construction. This is a piece of A1 white oak cabinet grade plywood. This is an identically sized piece of lightweight poplar that I use to make these cabinets. Oh, it is 20% lighter. That's going to save you some MPG down the road. All right, first thing you're going to do is put some wood glue on there. Actually put wood glue on there. I'm pretending because, well, I'm shipping these to someone. And then you're going to want to attach that to the bottom in the dado that's on the side. Nothing like that nicely fitting dado feeling. Pretend to put wood glue on there again. That's my pretend to put wood glue on face. Don't worry, I gave that up after this. The critical part with this stage is to make sure that the very front of the cabinet is aligned. So the bottom and the sides are just flush in the front. Now grab your clamp. It's only going to take one. Put it on there. It doesn't take a ton of force, just enough to close that gap in the dado. Grab a couple number 2 square drive screws. Those are included, by the way. Make sure your ratcheting screwdriver is set to the right direction. One on that side. And you guessed it, another one on that side. And don't forget to put your glue bottle to block the view. Perfectly right there. Get it in there. One thing I will note is that I ship these sanded and ready for finish or paint. Whatever you're doing. Just make sure you've assembled your cabinet before you put some finish on there. Now get your top nailer strip. Make sure the front is pointing towards the front. And basically, I'm not going to make my fake wood gluing face here, but just know that anytime wood meets wood and there's a pocket screw, you want to put a little bit of wood glue in there. Easiest way to do this part is just to put all the screws in first. What I usually do is use my finger on the end of the piece. When I feel that little tip come through, don't let it go all the way through. You wouldn't want to screw through your finger. But just get all the screws in there, ready to go. You might want to do this step just by hand if you're using a electric drill for this particular task. How this works is those nailers, the one I'm putting the last screw in now, is going to be attached to the ceiling. Well, second to last nail there. Anyway, this is the last one. So you can be able to put a screw through that into the ceiling of your van and also through the back nailer into the wall. There's little witness marks on the top of there when I assemble these cabinets to keep them nice and square and tight so it's easy to put back together. All of these screws have been driven, meaning that they're going to find home where they want to be, and where they want to be is going to be perfectly square. A couple on this side. Don't forget the wood glue. And a couple on this side. And just like the bottom, the critical part here is you want the sides of the cabinet and that nailer strip to be flush in the front. And I'm just using those little witness marks that I made earlier when I first assembled this cabinet to make sure that that is in fact the case. It was actually a really rainy day today in Portland. Well, you can hear that on the roof. It's kind of nice in the shop. That and my gorilla breath. And now it's time to attach that face frame. Makes it a little easier to take the door off. I'll figure it out eventually. These, by the way, are the Blum concealed hinges. So they're 110 degree opening inset door hinges. They're the real good ones. The ones you want to use. Don't be fooled by those cheap ones. All right, and the face frame is going to attach with 4 screws, but make sure, like I said, put wood glue on there, just a little bead around the entire front of the cabinet carcass before you do this. Check those little witness marks. Make sure they line up nice. They will. Kind of hold it down. You can also put a clamp between the cabinet and the face frame at this point, but it's not entirely necessary. There's one. And 2. Just a couple more screws left on this one. Turn this around here so you can see it. Oh, there they are. And these are going to attach the face frame from the bottom. One thing that wood glue is going to do that these screws probably will do a decent job of, but not 100%, is they'll keep any wood on wood squeak action from occurring. One of the worst things ever is to install some cabinets and just start squeaking down the road. By putting a little wood glue on there, you'll ensure that these will be totally locked up, totally tight, and not squeak at all. I just make these a pretty general wall shape so they match as many vans as possible. These will fit a ProMaster, a Sprinter, pretty much you name it. I mean, the reality is when you install cabinets in any situation, you're going to have to shim it and you're going to have to trim it. I don't care if you're installing new cabinets in an old house, or new cabinets in a new house, or old cabinets in a new van, or new cabinets in a brand new van. It's always going to be the same. Oh, nothing like a nice slow close action. Snaps together. I use these slam latches. The reason why is I found those magnetic ones to be strong, but not strong enough. If you've got something with some weight behind there and you're bouncing down the road, your cabinets could actually knock open and spill some stuff out, but not with these. They have a physical or a mechanical connection behind. Oh, and look at that. They actually have a release on the inside, so if you get locked in your cabinet somehow, well, you'll be able to get out. And there's those witness marks I was talking about. So just little pencil lines to help you line things up. But like I said, all of those screws are going to want to find where they're supposed to go because they've been driven home before. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for the interest. I hope you bought these. If you have any questions, hit me up.